Hi everyone, welcome to this first episode. Myself, Red, and my friend Vincent Hayward, Vin. We are what I would consider. We spent a good amount of time working in marketing, so we might be forgiven considering ourselves experts, but we definitely have opinions. And there's certain things in the market that we come across, great efforts, bad efforts, and we wanted to talk about those on this show. So, welcome, Vin.
Hiya, how are you?
Oh, all the better for seeing you.
Looking forward to this episode.
Right, so I've put together for us a few stories from the past week, the past 7 days. That's generally how I'm approaching this format. Here's a few stories for us to talk about. Um, Things that have sort of struck me as uh, real strengths in marketing, and other things I think warrant our discussion, or at least input from other people as well, because we always welcome comments on these videos. So the first one I wanted to run past you, it's a little bit gone past now, but it was something that happened about a week and a half ago. It was the house party scam. This got sent to me typically at this time via WhatsApp. All right, got forwarded to me, people saying, uh, house party, if you sign up to house party, you're going to get scammed. Your account's going to get hacked and money's going to be taken from your bank account and charged for who knows what. Have you heard about this?
Yes, a lot.
A lot, exactly. And I think I'm fair in saying that this sort of thing happens pretty much every time an app comes out. Every time there's something new and trending, there's someone out there who wants to disrupt or just troll and puts this stuff out there. I can imagine, I remember this happening with TikTok, with Facebook way back when that first came out. It's the same sort of
Any
thing
channel,
happening.
like you say,
Exactly.
any channel, like there's going to be someone's going to do. There's a hacking scandal, and I think one of the first problems is people's definition of hacking. When most times it's because you've got a really crappy password. But yeah, there's a carry on. I've got my opinion.
You got your good, and
Yeah.
that's what we're looking for, really. And the bit that really caught my eye. I mean, I responded to it to the people who sent it to me because they knew this is my sort of area of business, and they said, "Oh, what do you think? Do you think this is legit?" I said, "Don't be ridiculous." I mean, I think I literally responded ridiculous to a few messages because you just have to stop this stuff very quickly, and that is exactly what I saw from the developers of House Party. I think it's Epic, the same people that make Fortnite. I don't think that's common knowledge, or it's not something people are aware of because they don't connect the two. But and this is obviously how they came across this money, because that was my first question. So they said, I mean, their first response was, "All right, we're sticking up $1 million to find out, effectively $1 million bounty to find out. We want proof of this. Tell us where this is happening. We'd like to fix this as soon as possible if this is true." Putting $1 million on the line, that's a huge stake, and that's what led me down the thought train of who are the people behind this app who are able to just stake $1 million on something.
Yeah, well, for one, that reward, I mean, we'll never know if it was legitimately paid out, but that's a total PR. By saying that you're willing to pay $1 million for somebody to prove that this is true means that you're backing your own product. You're like, there is no way. And whoever's doing this smear campaign will pay $1 million if we can, and they'll probably take them to court or whatever it is. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to find it's the amount of scams and fake news that's going on everything, not just House Party. But if you find somebody's made up something and then it's spread like wildfire. It's happened to Zoom. We saw the news with Zoom. Maybe some more legitimate things behind Zoom, but it's just another one of those scaremongering things. And it's exactly what you just said in the past. Like anytime new tech comes out, anytime I mean, I remember hearing about House Party probably a few months ago, a year ago when it first came out, and now it's suddenly made this comeback. And right now there's a war of video conferencing tools.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're all doing. And my wife uses House Party with her friends, no problems there. And the whole hacking thing is, like I was making the joke earlier, is one, it's crappy passwords. Two, you've probably signed up somewhere else and there's some other app that's playing a part. I don't really think there is. I mean, yes, there probably is on the dark web and all that, but like something as big and as mainstream as this is going to have malicious intent in the sense of that, yes, we get data for advertising. Yes, we look at what you do, but building an app that now allows people to go in and get your online banking details. I
Yeah.
mean, your banking cannot be that secure if an app is getting into it. I mean, if you look at the security alone on banks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I love the idea that it's within reason. People, the reason it gets forwarded, this message, this screenshot, because it's plausible enough to people to go, yeah, I have that thing. Should I be worried? And then people start to perpetuate that lie effectively, because there's no other way around it. It's something that's fabricated, which is why the makers of a House Party put up such a big stake, because they just knew there's one really quick way to like say, hey, we believe so much in our product.
Yeah.
We know that's not the case, that people are hacking, that we're prepared to, if someone can give us an answer, we'll give you $1 million. You can have it. Like,
Do you know what I think is one of the trends I've noticed? And I don't know if I'll be pissing off some of your listeners or as such, but most of these people who spread the hacking rumors around apps or spread the scaremongering are the same people that you'll look on their Facebook feed and they've got like, what kind of a cat are you? What kind of a donut are you? They're the same people because they sign up with their Facebook profiles into these dodgy apps, which is what happened with Cambridge Analytica and all that stuff.
yeah.
It's the same people. People like you, myself, probably some of your listeners, tech savvy people, not that tech savvy, are smart. They know that this, I'm not going to sign up for. And I can guarantee that if you go and look at the stats of the people who are believing this, who are forwarding the messages, it's the same. I've got older family members that will send me these, forward this mail for good luck and all this chain. They're the same
chain emails.
Yep. And they are probably, if I can recall, are the ones who forwarded me the message. Stay off Zoom. It hacks into your system. And I'm like, yeah, I've been using Zoom a while now. I'm okay.
Yeah, we're both home remote workers anyway, so this is no different from us. So yeah, but this is obviously a growth period for something like House Party. You're right in saying House Party was around before the pandemic and before the isolation. It's just that it's been adopted by people because it's a great way to stay in touch, play games, etc. So this is their real growth moment. They're probably thinking, this is great. But suddenly they get this harmful piece of information that hasn't come from a competitor. It's come from someone just sat there going, that'll be funny. I'll send it to my friends. I'll tweet
who knows if it did, if it's a dog eat dog world out there, because it's a bit of a land grab now for video like now's the time to get people signing up, and because they're forced to use these tools. So I don't know, it would be quite amazing if there was, I don't know, some dodgy employee at Zoom has gone out. And you know what I mean? Who knows? But I'm not accusing. I don't even know if this is episode 1. We don't have a law firm yet. Yeah, it's interesting. Again, it's these small things. I mean, especially the time that we're living in right now, the tiniest seed gets planted and it just grows and goes mental.
I think I even saw, this is slightly off topic from where we are, but WhatsApp were talking about introducing, and this is something I think this week, WhatsApp, obviously Facebook owned, Facebook, huge misinformation drive. Facebook were pushing forward this idea that they wouldn't allow people to keep forwarding misinformation.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So I mean, that's obviously a really great, just suddenly controlling something that way is usually frowned upon, by consumers. They're saying, hang on, you want to control how I communicate? That's a no-no. That's going to drive some people away. But if you're controlling something that has such a huge impact, especially this is around the COVID stuff, it's always going to be necessary for businesses like this to take. I mean, I've seen it in the press called draconian measures, but actually they're not draconian. They're just necessary measures to stop the spread of bad information through digital communications.
I welcome it. I honestly, the amount of, I know there's people who sit there and they forward it to all their WhatsApp groups or their Facebook messengers. And it's absolute drivel and rubbish that they send. But I do think that in a sense, they're probably not going to put it on every topic. There's going to be algorithms in place, like especially with COVID, they're going to be like, okay, I've seen some dodgy stuff, but if they're going to have filters in place like this type of content, no. Because you're going to find there are the people like exactly going back to House Party that somebody's forwarded to 6 of their WhatsApp groups or whatever friends they've got. And I think it's a good call. There's going to be upset people, obviously, but it's probably the very people that spam everyone.
Yeah.
I agree with it in a sense. I think it would also it's a good tool for fake news. It'll be interesting if something like this rolled out into Twitter and you could only retweet so many times or at so many times, or I don't know,
that would break their model though. Surely that would just be,
I'd be heartbroken.
I mean, where would we be without the numerous WhatsApp groups full of memes? I mean, That's
Yeah,
probably
I mean,
my
I've got select content that I will forward. Like, obviously, there's my mates, and there's some really stuff that I would not probably forward to my mom and dad's group. But you choose who you go to. But I think if you've got one asset, one duplicate that you are just forwarding out to everyone, it's a trend. There's something going on. You're spreading a message that must be important, because if you're spreading that to everybody you know,
yeah.
broadcasting it, then there must be something behind this. And I think they're being quite clever there. I think this is just the beginning. Then they'll start tweaking it, and working out like only these topics or only non-salacious images, or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just I'm just assuming now.
if you're thinking about the world of mass emails that used to happen, they still happen, but they obviously everyone has spam filters now. They're built into Gmail, and these things you don't see half the spam you used to back in the day when you used to have Yahoo as your main email address and internet provider. But maybe that's the way it's going with WhatsApp. Actually, it may be a bit more manual and it's on your phone. I don't know. You can definitely get WhatsApp for your PC or Mac, but actually, if you wanted to broadcast to mass markets, that'd be the way I'd do it. If I had to send something to loads of
They're
people.
probably going to put that in with WhatsApp for Business. So I started using that actually about 2 weeks ago. It's quite a cool communication tool. Like, it's quite frictionless if people want to get in touch with you, but I think they're going to be careful, and it might be something. And again, this is all guessing and things like that. But if you can imagine like groups on Facebook, at one point you got them, you could talk to your group and everything. Then they put an algorithm in place, and now you can't talk to all your group. It depends what you talk about, and that's going to happen on there. You're going to have like maybe 500 people in your WhatsApp business group or something like that, and it's only going to go to 100 people. So they'll put an algorithm in there as well. There'll be
That's just,
filters.
that's just good marketing. It's segmentation, right?
Yeah,
You're
I don't think they could do it to personal WhatsApp, because that's where it starts kicking off. Like, hey, this is my freedom of speech. I can talk about what I want.
yeah. I
Something
won't.
to
I
keep
won't get
an
you
eye on.
started.
Yeah.
So we've gone from this 1 million bounty, which is effectively to deter misinformation, moving into mass communication. I think that's a really interesting topic anyway for maybe another day. We maybe part that for a little bit on
Be interesting
WhatsApp.
to follow. Like if a story comes out, like here's Fred. He's the guy who found out that Mavis down the road spread the rumor.
Mavis.
Yeah.
Some little old lady sitting
Yeah.
there
I
photoshopping
don't
stuff.
like how
Yeah, I
funny.
mean, I wouldn't put it past someone. I mean, it's just someone having a laugh. I think I don't think it's anything as malicious as it could be corporate at some level, but I suspect it's someone going, "This will be
Yeah,
funny.
I don't think
This
it's
will
as
stir."
big as not as
This
big
will
as we imagine.
I mean, these things always start on Reddit, right? That's where it starts. People doing it for a laugh. They send it to
4chan.
people or 4chan, yeah. So the second thing I wanted to talk to you about, and we touched really briefly on this in obviously Zoom. It has taken off. I mean, that's not something to deny. Obviously, I've been getting the updates through to Zoom because they're trying to increase the security. But the one thing that's come up that I was shocked to see was Snapchat for Zoom. Okay,
I'm guilty of this.
yeah, and that was going to be my question. You obviously mentioned to me before that you had done this and you used it, but I
I was going to
cannot
do it on
see
this call and get a live reaction from you, but we won't.
I can't see the value for it. It's a great marketing exercise for an audience of people who are probably from 14 up to 25, maybe, you know. But what's the real value of it? The main people using this sort of thing, Zoom in particular, aren't Snapchat users. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm missing the point. Maybe it's. I know there's a lot of students online at the moment through classes, but I just thought it was such a. We've got nothing else to do. Snapchat, we're like, we've got nothing else to do. What's current? What's trending? Zoom. All right, cool. Let's make something for that, and then people can download to their PCs and use it once.
Yeah, it's one thing is, I mean, I'm seeing on Instagram some friends and that you've got play school kids are online as well. Like, and the thing is, when I played with Snap camera,
Mm.
it's quite limited. It doesn't have the filters that Snapchat does. So it's quite a minuscule tool. I thought it was cool. You got a couple laughs in the room, but it gets old very quickly. I mean, at one point I'd forgotten we had it on and we were having a serious talk about the virus, and I had toilet rolls on my head and things like that. So there's a time and a place, but yeah, I don't get what they're doing. I know, like, we're here right now talking about Snapchat. I don't think I've spoken about Snapchat in months. I remember when we were all over it and things like that. But even then, I didn't even use the filters then, it's a novelty. I think it's just getting people talking, unless there's bigger plans, unless they're trying to keep up with the likes of. Actually, I don't even know if you can do it on Facebook desktop. I don't think you can with their filters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the there's no hidden agenda here as such.
This is the point I'm talking about. So Snapchat for Zoom, you could be on a conference call, whatever, and put on different filters. But as you say, it's I would use this once for a giggle, and then that'll be it. I wouldn't go through more. How do they monetize it? They definitely can't monetize it on Zoom, right? Because no one's buying backgrounds. You have backgrounds with Zoom already. You might be able to see. I think you
The
mentioned something.
backgrounds on the Snapchat filters aren't as good as Zoom's either. But the thing is, you got to understand is that they also haven't built it for Zoom. It's built to run in your webcam, so you can plug it into anything that's using a webcam. The one thing it doesn't work on is FaceTime, because it won't accept the drivers. But if you were using something else, another tool, it's basically an overlay for your webcam to run in other programs. So it's not just specifically for Zoom. So it
Right.
could be for anything. And you know what? There's people out there who are doing these kind of podcasts and they've got the dog nose and all the stuff that it does. But yeah, I don't know what the plan is. One of the things I noticed when you first install it, by default in the settings, it puts an enhanced lens on you. So your skin is smoother, you have brighter eyes.
Right.
Straight away,
Right.
you have to go and turn that off. Because I remember I put it on, I was like, is this working? And then a
How do
split
I
second,
look
I was
so?
like,
Why do I
damn,
look so
I'm
handsome?
looking good.
Absolutely. Well, and we both know that Snapchat's real money spinner is selling ad space on these sorts of things. So we used to see rollouts for big films. They'd have their own filter at certain times. Instagram did a similar thing. You do some sort of crossover. Again, I just don't see it.
Maybe
Is
it's
it?
because people aren't going out. They're not filming snaps out and about, so maybe they're on their desktops and they wanna do some stuff. Like, I
But
don't there's
But TikTok, I mean, TikTok's huge right now, and people are doing stuff indoors. There's whole campaigns, like hashtag campaigns around this stuff, like doing certain dances that people are their demographic. I just think I'm not sure. I can't understand why they released this. I'm still looking at it now.
I
I
think we need to
can't.
investigate.
Well, it just feels like maybe they had something on a shelf and they're like, we parked this because it's not important. The isolation happens, and then everyone goes, "Okay, get that thing out that we didn't finish coding, and just bung it out there," because you've got all their developers sat at home and they're trying to
And
find
it's
things
again
to
as
do.
well, like, the funny thing is, when I downloaded it, if I can recall, I don't think I was even logged into Snapchat. I just downloaded it. There was no call for my email address. There was not there's no acquisition, there's no list building, there's
Right?
no I don't know if it's just like, "Hey, this is Snapchat, here, have a laugh." Like you just said, somebody was bored and they just made something. I
Because
don't know.
you said it's drivers, right?
Yeah,
You've
well,
got some of the
it's a
drivers.
piece of software, but it's a driver. So when you go into, like when you're in Zoom or any other video conferencing, you you choose what camera you want.
Hmm.
In this case, I've got my Logitech up here, but you can go into a drop down and you'll see Snap Camera as a camera source.
Gotcha.
But technically, what it's doing is it's using your existing camera, but it's plugged into it.
An overlay, yeah.
But Apple's not having it; they won't let you do it. So if you try it on FaceTime, not
I
happening.
mean, they're so locked down anyway. Getting
Yeah.
anything into the App Store is crazy. Okay, so parking that, moving from Snapchat to another piece of software I wanted to put in front of you, Vin, and get your reaction to. So this is something called Impressions app. Let me bring it up here. Impressions app. So realistic face swap videos create high quality celebrity face swap videos right from your phone. Show off your impersonation skills, recreate classic scenes, create new memes and celebrity face swaps. When you've got the word memes in your marketing copy, it's pretty targeted, right? Um, but for me, the thing that stood out for this, I think I saw it originally. Somebody did used it to promote something, and it was I can't remember her name again. The lady from Game of Thrones, Khaleesi. Um,
You forgot her name,
I forgot her name again. Can't remember it.
Emilia
But
Clarke.
Amelia Clark, thank you. Um, so it was somebody using that, and I thought that's incredible because I'd just seen an actual video of Amelia Clark. I think she did something recently where she was having dinner with, or offering up for charity, a chance to have dinner with her um, over Zoom, right? And then I suddenly saw this other video, which was this impressions app, an overlay, and I was like, that's not quite her, but I see what they're doing. Now you and I know deepfakes are a big deal. They take a lot of rendering power, and you have an original actor or whoever or a person. You film it, and then you mask, you track it, and then you overlay hours and hours of footage. They're doing this from an app. That blew my mind. Right?
Yep. It's I mean, thanks to the cloud, obviously, and then with 5G coming, this stuff's going to be even better. But input on the phone, go to the cloud, output on the phone, and just because of the speed of your connection. But the fact that it's doing this, where it's analyzing a 3D structure, it's analyzing a 2D structure, which might be your photo or something like that, or
Yeah.
somebody else's photo, compiling them in seconds. It is insane. I mean, if you think back to, here's an interesting fact for you. Did you know that the phone in your pocket is 100 times, I think I could be wrong, 100 times more powerful than the super cray that was used to land the Apollo on the moon? You
Right.
have 100 times more power in your pocket now, and that computer was the size of a warehouse. So it's insane. Like this kind of like deep fakes, when they first came out, you were looking at 3D like rendering banks and
Yep.
massive calculations going on just to get a couple seconds. But this is done. Yes, it's granted it's existing video that's there and things like that, and it's kind of like overlaying. Like we've spoken in the past, where back in the day, the old one, Jib Jab, if anybody can remember that, it's actually still going, I think, where you would just take your photo, align your eyes and your mouth with the shape that was on there, and it goes away. So that would need
Yeah.
maybe 2 or 3 points to reference and move it. Whereas this one, from the videos I've seen, especially in deepfakes, you're looking at a cheek twitch, an eye blink, hair movement, or things like that. And if you can imagine the amount of
Actually,
calculations that are going on to
I'm gonna
achieve.
grab. They've got their TikTok here. Yeah, absolutely spot on. I think this, this smacks of me of the same technique that Snapchat uses. Obviously, it creates a mesh of your face, and as you say, it's not just 3 points on your face; it's something like 32 or 72 or some like high number like that. And you see this. I think they showed it once on the actual app, and you could see crisscrossing all across your face and mapping all those points. Let me grab this and pop it on screen. There we go. So these are some of the examples they have. They haven't really updated it for a little while, and it hasn't got a huge following. But I think it's because it's something, again, you pick up and you use once or twice, you for a little bit of a giggle. It's like that app that came out, I think, last summer, where you could age yourself
Yeah.
or make yourself look younger, and it's exactly this. So we've got this guy who's clearly doing some kind of impression of Will Smith, and on top you got Will Smith up there for his face. Paul Rudd. I'm not sure if that actually is Paul Rudd. That actually is Paul Rudd. It's very strange. This one here is Jennifer Aniston as Celine Dion. So
Yeah, it's a combination I'd never thought I'd see.
I assume she's singing something, but below
I've
that,
just got the theme to Friends in my head, but with Celine Dion's voice.
Celine Dion doing it right. And there's something about her face that's clearly still Celine Dion. The hair, the chin, but the rest is all Jennifer Aniston. So the fact that you're able to just take a piece of video, either upload it or record it on your phone, and I imagine it spits it out straight away. It's not, because otherwise, what would be the point? I did see what I think they got. His Arnold Schwarzenegger looks a bit ropey. Right? um, there's loads. They go on and on and on. They got ABBA here, I think, is Arnie. You've actually got Daniel Craig as Morgan Freeman, which I think is a phenomenal combination. I thought I'd see in my life.
I think it was if you Morgan Freeman's voice saying the name's Bond,
Bond.
James Bond. That
But
would
it
be
was so
great.
calm. You just wouldn't like. I think I'd be more threatened. I think I'd be more scared by Morgan Freeman saying Bond.
Was that your Morgan Freeman impression?
That was about it. I'm not going to make a living from that. Loads of Jim Carrey. But I think what they've done is they've taken a few key characters. So we've seen Arnie, we've seen Morgan Freeman, we've seen Jim Carrey, Jennifer Aniston, Tom Cruise, Paul Rudd, potentially Emilia Clarke. How good is that Emilia Clarke?
That one is like, you would think that was her. It's done very well.
And I think this is something similar to what I saw, because I was just blown away that it was her. I mean, look, that's Khaleesi, straight up. Someone's done the whole hair thing. It's phenomenal. Old Jim Carrey.
This is the thing. Like, we complain about fake news, and we complain about even that house party thing we spoke about earlier. But the tools are there to make this happen.
You
You
are
know, like, you now looking at that. What if Emilia Clarke said to somebody, put it together to all her fans and went, "Hey, house party is hacking you." That's a whole different another thing. Do you know what I mean?
elevates it, right? And how do you? I mean, she'd have to come out and do a press release and say, "Wasn't me." Whereas most people would just say, "I could tell it wasn't you," but she still have to do some sort of announcement to say it wasn't me. I'm liking this. Sorry, I was just
Carry
I'm liking this Jim Carrey, old Jim Carrey to new Jim Carrey. Like they've overlaid his younger face over
See,
his
that's quite cool when they use that technology for that, because they use that kind of stuff in what was
Gemini
it, The
Man.
Irishman? The
Oh,
Irishman?
the Irish. Oh, the Irishman. That was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
But now
Absolutely.
I'm thinking, if you were to like get a business go, because there's a lot of like these influencer agencies that look after
Mm,
everyone and all that kind of stuff. And normally influencers, you probably find your big celebrities like David Beckham and all that, they kind of trademark their image and all that.
mhm.
But if you imagine like how much if you were an agent now, is like go and get the rights to your influencers. And let's say me at home, I want a quick Snapchat about my new pen that I'm selling. And I go to this agent, and instead of him saying, "Oh, John is booked out all this week," he'd be like, "Yeah, we can do that quick. We've got him on deepfakes. We can get him to do that. We've got his voice." I would just be, and then you would sit at home. I mean, we're probably going to get to a point where actors don't have to turn up anymore. You just, "Hi, Daniel Craig, we want you to be the next Bond." "No, I'm too tired." "Oh, no, no, we'll use your imagery. We've got a stunt guy.
Here's a check.
Here's a check for your face." And that's what, if this is what a phone is doing right now, imagine some guy sitting with some super kitted out machine,
Mhm.
Adobe Premiere, After Effects, whatever. I wouldn't be surprised in the next few months that somebody remakes like Indiana Jones, but with Tom Selleck, because he was originally going to be cast as Indiana Jones, and he remakes it with Tom Selleck, and you can watch the entire film with Tom Selleck in there because some kid's gone and done it.
Mustache or no mustache?
Yeah, he's got to have the tash.
Got to have the tash.
Yeah, he looks good without it.
Absolutely spot on, and I think you're right there. Actually, it's interesting to understand the money route there, because how do people monetize that sort of technology with celebrities? Because that's, I mean, why would I use it? I'd want to put someone's face on me, and it wouldn't want to be my neighbor Jane. It would have to be Tom Cruise or someone like that. I'd want to use their face. So actually, trying to use that, it'd be interesting, because I think some people will be up for it. You know, some stars will say, "Yeah, great. You're going to put my name on something anyway." You know,
It's going to be very, very strict laws on this. Like, as much as like you've got copyright on using David Beckham in a campaign, or I keep saying David Beckham, but or using Sylvester Stallone in a campaign, there are rights and in control. But this is going to go. They're going to have to change the terms or the policy in the sense like, not my nose, not my eyes, not my ears, not my anything that it remotely resembles me. And it's gonna become quite interesting. Like you're going to be like, you're this unique individual, and it's like copyright on a song, or
absolutely.
I mean, if you've got this tech, you could have extras in the background and just for a laugh have Schwarzenegger walking past, and some eagle eye guy. When you see all those scandals on YouTube about songs that ripped off a song from the 40s, they'll be like, "Oh, this film was made in 2020. It's now 2040, but I'm sure Schwarzenegger's in the background there." Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's a copyright claim in the day,
yeah,
because the image is, yeah, absolutely. It reminds me of, it's not quite the same, but it was along the same lines, was Scary Spice. Her image, do you remember that being used for the Tesco ads?
that was recent, wasn't it?
Really is
Like she didn't
end,
know or something.
end of
Somebody
last
brought
year.
it to her attention.
Getty Images, image of her as Scary Spice when she was younger. Put your marketing slogan across the top. Tesco. It was some campaign of, the usual every little helps, and she was immediately like, "No, absolutely not." But it was she'd obviously had some money somewhere for selling her image to Getty Images, and they pay a lot of money for those images, for depending on distribution.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and
It's
yeah,
already a problem in the way these things are. People are seeing themselves in different contexts. You do that with something that is them talking. That's going to be, you can't say anything.
yeah, well, I mean, like you've seen how quick this has progressed. This deep fakes. If you, like I was saying to you earlier, it's a couple months ago, people with super rendering machines were doing this
Mm.
stuff, and they were showing you. There's a good, I think it's called Corridor Crew or whatever. They
Corridor
do a lot of
Digital,
cool
yeah,
stuff with deep fakes. But they had top gear for it, but now a phone is starting to do it. It's not 100%, but imagine 6 months from now, or yeah, it's pretty
it's just
freaky.
about finding the right application for it. As you say, it's like an influencer company saying, "Let's just make this. We can use your videos or whatever, map
Yep.
it, and we'll put together a package that we can sell to customers and or to clients." Right. I'm going to part on, because we've been on that one for quite a while. It's
Does
a
anybody
really
watching this know that we're not real?
yeah. I'm not here. I'm sat on a beach somewhere. Um, well, so it's a really, that one actually, it's a really interesting topic all of itself, and it was just how it progresses, because I remember, as you say, Corridor Digital did their Tom Cruise one. They got a Tom Cruise impersonator in. He
They
acted
did the Will Smith one as well.
did the Will Smith one as well. Gemini Man is a great example of that type of technology being used. I want to take you to something a little bit happier, and it's for me. This was something I saw being used on LinkedIn. You and I know LinkedIn to be a bit of a refuge for
Rubbish.
yeah, rubbish. It's something that was used on to great effect on LinkedIn. On Instagram, and then ported across to Facebook. And then they go, where else can we get a little bit more traction? LinkedIn. Let's just make sure we post it on all of our platforms. It doesn't quite fit. Whatever. LinkedIn's LinkedIn. You put a bit of text at the top, you put a link, and then an image of a beach, and then traffic. That's how that works. This designer, he started this, I think, pretty much during the lockdown, the isolation. I started posting these really intuitive or really well designed stories effectively, because LinkedIn doesn't have stories, but he created something that means that on the page here you can see this is an ode to NHS. It's a timeline, but he's used the actual functionality of it to really great effect. You can see NHS in the middle there, but that isn't the full image because it's only part of one of four, right? Or five, I should say. But he's essentially created something on LinkedIn using the tools available to create a story. 1948, the establishment of the NHS, and then people being charged 1 shilling to have access to the NHS or being abolished. And it goes on and on and on, telling a story in such a creative way that it really stuck with me. And he's carried on doing this throughout this period of isolation in the UK. So 3 weeks now, and done different ones using different tricks within LinkedIn. And obviously, you've got a lot of people sat at home wanting to. They look on LinkedIn because it's an easy place to go and look at during work hours. It's not a guilty pleasure, but it helps. And I just thought this was a phenomenal.
This is LinkedIn done right, in my opinion. I love this. I think LinkedIn's problem right now is kind of like what's happened to other social channels, in the sense, like you were saying earlier, a bit of text and an image, job done. And everybody was trying to have a go with the algorithm and do all sorts of stuff. But this guy, he's basically done what was popular on Instagram probably 2 years ago, when everybody was laying out the grids and all that. The problem was nobody really saw that grid because they had to go to your account to go and see that grid that you did. You know, when you used to put the big logo,
Yeah, like
9 by 9 or 3 by 3,
yeah.
sorry. I don't know why we used to do that. It used to be in the strategy and like, okay, wonderful. But this guy, this is in the feed, this grid, and he's done it really well. It's also, yes, like the content that he's writing about plays a massive part, because he's doing this happy approach, and we're all celebrating the NHS right now. But it's just that I love it when people manipulate what the tools are for. So LinkedIn's built that as just like, you were going to do some thumbnails of an event or an award ceremony, whatever. And he's like, you know what? This is a grid. I could go into a little Photoshop PSD template, whatever, and I can split that up into 9 images, and it's going to look slick and get people's attention. And I admire him for that. Just based on that, regardless of what this guy does for a living, I'm following his account now, because 1, his content is interesting, and 2, he's presenting it better than anyone else.
Absolutely. And you know what? He's driven a lot. I think he may not have been the first person to do it, but he's the first person I saw do it really well. And for me, it's changed a lot of behaviors I've seen on there, because I think people have taken this and gone, that raises the bar for LinkedIn. LinkedIn used to just be, as I said, it used to be text, hashtags, link, image, done.
Move on.
And that was what you did. It was information dissemination, effectively. You'd just be pushing it out. We know full well, you and I both know really well, that LinkedIn, the algorithm is really easy to game. You just put something up, top of the thing, people to share it, comment, like, and it just pops it to the top. It's not as complex an algorithm as LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, etc. So this guy's done something that actually has value on here that I think will stand a bit more test of the time, because people will come back to this or share it more than they would have originally, because he might have only had a very small audience, but I think he's got put people's interest now. He's definitely got my interest. For sure.
I think it's quite cool in the sense, like, he's not only is he a designer, but he also knows how to put those designs out onto a social channel so that they get traction, so that they get found, so that it will stand out in the news feed. It's the fact that, like, without risk of repeating myself, is that he's kind of looked at, all right, we're all on here. There's a couple million of us on here. We're all doing the same thing. We're doing a LinkedIn article and then maybe a couple shares off the back and a couple comments. How am I going to stand out here? All right, let me look at the functionality. Oh, this grid. Okay, it's a 2 by 3 or something, you know what I mean? And oh, that's how the slider works. Oh, then that's how PowerPoint works. Maybe I could do a slide. Do you know what I mean?
This is
I
exactly
love it.
what,
I
yeah,
think it's
it's
great.
exactly what I want to show you next. Is he did another one which is all about, and you're spot on. So why would I hire this guy? His graphic design work is as good as anyone else's. So absolutely agree. He's already up there. So I think he's really pushed himself over the edge. This was the worst pandemics in history. So a difficult topic to get across. But again, then you got the challenge of putting stats up on LinkedIn. And one of the worst things about stats, if you have to scroll more than a few, you're not really, and you can't really tell a story. He's managed to do that, I think, and he's taken that functionality that LinkedIn introduced not too long ago to be able to upload a PDF to LinkedIn and actually be able to preview it. And you can do that on mobile. That's one of the most important things. I can just swipe through this on mobile and have a story. And he's done that with the worst pandemics in history,
Wow.
a difficult topic. So you swipe through, swiping through on mobile, on desktop, and then suddenly we've got this data being represented that would usually be a chart here and there, and big numbers and stuff like that people don't really get a sense of. And here he's done it in terms of severity of these pandemics. It goes on HIV and AIDS. 20, you see it across the bottom here, moving 25 to 35 million, and you can see the scale growing. Now we have to keep going. And you get smallpox, Spanish flu, it keeps going. We're now in that region. And so he's telling a story. Now this is where it gets interesting. It's a bit of comedy in here as well. How, like, to introduce comedy into a PDF. Keep going. One more, Black Death. There we go. 200 million. I've just been given a story that isn't on video, because usually that's how I would convey this stuff. I mean, my go-to, convey a story via video, not via a PDF on LinkedIn. That just wouldn't be my go-to.
This is, if you think about it, one, he's got I think it's a square. It looks like a square. So obviously he can repeat this as a carousel on Instagram. But
Yeah,
what he did there was he's realized he was showing you this chart of these pandemics in relation, and to emphasize the size of the Black Death, you're limited in a square.
yeah,
So he did the keep going, because like if you imagine if you were scrolling through a graph now, excuse me, he's done that. And like you said, he's put a bit of lightheartedness on it. Probably not the best topic to do it, but he's done it so cleverly. It's tied into the fact that it slides across. This guy's work is phenomenal. He's using the functionality available to him, and that's something that a lot of people say on social as well. If you really want to do well, use the functionality that's available. Instagram, use those carousels, use the video. Don't just put a picture up. On Twitter, use the galleries on Twitter. There's a cool thing, we won't get into it too much detail right now, and I'm actually looking to do it myself, that Disney did for Disney Plus on Twitter, where they used the 3 blocks under the tweet that's available for a gallery, and they created a seamless thumbnail for one of their shows or one of their films. So you had Frozen, then you had The Mandalorian,
right.
and it just looked amazing. So I think with this kind of stuff, especially what this guy does, and he's inspired me because I'm going to go off and crack out a few LinkedIn posts in a minute, but you embrace that. You've got a slider ready there, and that's simple to do in a PDF. It's like editing. You could go into PowerPoint, do your slides, export as a PDF, upload, your job is done. If you know Photoshop, you can build a little template or spliced, put your big image up, upload it, export as a PDF. The tools are there, and this guy will stand out. If you're looking to grow your LinkedIn right now, don't follow all these gurus who are saying, I've got the formula and all that. Embrace the tools that are available to you. Sorry, I'm going on because I'm really excited. I really like what that guy's doing.
I absolutely agree. I mean, the thing for me, as you say, spot on. He's used the tools that are available. He's kept it simple. It's a PDF, and some of the images that he's
Not
just
hard.
stacked into an order and added. You have to add them in the correct order so as they come up and present themselves on the
I mean,
page.
everybody does that in Instagram with carousel. You know what? The other thing is Canva. You could do this on Canva.
Yeah,
Like you could go in, export as PDF, as long as it's square. And it doesn't have to be square. It could probably be a long portrait style. But this stuff's so doable. And the thing is now, the reason I want to go do this quickly is that everyone's going to cordon on to this, and it's just going to get saturated.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think it's because it's accessible for anyone. I don't have to have Photoshop to do this. I will do it in Photoshop because it's the best tool there. But you could do this in PowerPoint, PDF it, put it up there. Done. You're reusing material that you already have in the business. You're not spending any extra expense apart from a bit of time. I think, yeah, this guy's absolutely nailed it. He's got loads of these. And one of the things he's been really good at is being timely. I'll show you this last one that he put up. This was 1st of April. Obviously, we were all stuck indoors. I mean, the only interaction of 1st of April I really got was people sending me rubbish stories online because everyone knew, look, what's coming. He had done this series of pictures. And then this one here in particular was just one picture. So he knew people were familiar with his format, and people were saying, "How many times did you try and click them?" And it's obviously hidden in there. So how many times
I
did
didn't even see that message then
it's
until
cool.
you opened it big. Yeah.
It's cool.
He's
So
the guy's very clever. He's the thing about this is like if you were to coach, like let's say me for instance, I work in content marketing, and you were to look at my stuff and it wasn't grabbing your attention, I'm probably not doing my job very well. Look, granted, it's the whole cobbler's shoes thing. You look after your clients and then your own
yeah,
stuff. So if anybody's looking to hire me, just ignore that. But it's he knows what he's doing. He's how am I going to grab attention here? What am I going to do? And he's very good. I mean, you should try and get him on here sometime and get his thought
I would
process.
love to. I just want to know how, just the story of how he approached this, because you have to think out of the box for that sort of thing. Because you look at LinkedIn, and I don't ever look at LinkedIn and go, "It's broken. How can I use it to my advantage, or how can I change what I'm doing?" I just don't. I mean, I personally don't have the time. You know, you work on, as you say, you work on client stuff, and then work on your own stuff. You don't have headspace for that. So I don't know if he's taken some inspiration from the available time that he has at the moment, or maybe he just recognized the fact that he's got these talents, and he needed to apply them in some way, and he wanted to find the outlet. I mean, you're quite right. He could have used this on Instagram, but I love that he used it on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I love that he's used it on LinkedIn. I love the fact that it's not a typical one of those. The amount of times I've seen a picture of Richard Branson with some cheesy quote, you know, and or his Steve Jobs, he started in this garage. I'm like, yeah, thanks for that. Do you know what I mean? So, no, he's really good. I like his stuff. I'm actually going to go follow him after this
Yeah,
podcast.
it's well worth keeping an eye. I think as he's found a format that works for him. I'd be interested to see how he keeps evolving it, because that's always going to be the challenge. But if he's on top of the tools that all the LinkedIn produce updates, if you'll just keep an eye out for what they're doing new, then he's going to stay on
He's
top of
good, but he's just got too much time on his hands.
it. Clearly. All right, I think that was a really good sort of uplifting one, because that really, when I saw those, they sat with me really well. I'm going to share one last one with you, which is all about I want to say her name right, Dua Lipa, and her live performance. So she did something
I'm
that
a
I
massive fan.
had good. She did something that, or I guess she was on the James Corden show, and actually this got forwarded to me from someone else I work with, and they said, "What, isn't that cool?" And I was like, "What is it? What am I? I'm seeing a YouTube video here. What am I actually seeing?" Um, and she obviously released her new not solo album, her new single from quarantine. So how do you do that? You can't get your band together. You can't get on the James Corden show. What's the approach you take? You might just go, screw it, I'll just release the track onto Spotify, Apple Music, etc. And they did something I thought was really, really inventive. I'm just going to share this with you here. I muted it, obviously, but the whole point is James Corden has Dua Lipa on his show. We've seen quite a few of these, a few different people interviewing, especially late night show hosts, Jimmy Fallon, those sorts of guys interviewing stars over Zoom. I think good. They're still getting their viewership, or they're at least entertaining their audience. But this is where it changed. She obviously, I'm going to skip forward a little bit. Here we go. So she played for the first time her brand new song, but she gets her ensemble with her together. She's got her backing singers, and later on in the song, she has all her backing dancers. I just thought that was such a phenomenal marketing move, because people are stuck at home. People are very familiar with Zoom at the moment, and I thought it was great. But for me, it was the technical element of this, and I wonder, do you have an inkling as to how they did this?
It's recorded. It's blatantly obvious. Obviously not to somebody not being in the know as such, but maybe somebody who like a big fan, and they think at the end of the day, yes, it was recorded, but it's a very good concept. It's on trend because we've all seen this well, not so much this, but we've seen this layout of cameras with our work colleagues, with family, and all that kind of stuff. So they have tapped into it. If you can imagine these late show hosts, there's only so many like this one-on-one interviews they can do over that it's going to get boring quickly. So how are we going to mix this up? One, we know there is no tool, and somebody can at me or at you or whatever and prove me wrong. There is no tool that looks like that Zoom call that is going on. I also have a friend who's a member of a ukulele group who they sometimes get together to jam, but
Yeah,
they can't do any songs because the
late,
lag or the latency is completely out of time.
absolutely.
All of these scenes, every one of these scenes were either lip synced and choreographed, and then somebody's edited them together. It's done very well. I'm not condemning it. I'm not putting it down,
Mhm.
but it was quite. I noticed in the beginning, and it's something I didn't realize when I always knew it was recorded, but it's something I noticed is that he says hello to her, good morning, thank you for coming onto the show. That part's live.
Yeah.
Then it cuts to him to talk again to the camera, and then that's where they start playing the video. So they've got the splice part in. So the
Okay.
first part is live,
Seen that.
then the recording, and then it comes back to him, and then back to her talking again like that. It's all done. It's done very well. We're probably going to see a lot of these.
And but that's what I thought. This was the first one I'd seen like this, and for me, exactly. Dua Lipa's clearly lip syncing, and all these other pieces have been recorded separately. And I think she was in London, and James Corden was obviously in LA. So they can have a call and do their thing normally, but you would always. I mean, this is a final finished product on YouTube, right? And it's not a live show they do, so there's absolute ample opportunity for them to record it and do it really well. So I think hats off to them to do that. But it just reminded me of the controversy that came around from about a month or two ago when James Corden got caught doing carpool karaoke with Justin Bieber, and their car was on a trailer. Now, you and I know that's very common practice.
I think most people do. I just think there's a few people out there. They're like, "How dare you?" Like, you know what I mean? This is
Believe
not
me.
carpool. Like, he couldn't half the stuff he does with the dancing. Like, if you were pulled over by the cops for doing that, you'd be fined. And everybody must have known it. We've known it in action films. We've known it in TV shows. That when that came out, I thought it was joke because he replied, didn't he? He did
He
something on
did.
his show saying, and he kind of made it was tongue in cheek. But there are genuinely people out there that complained, like
Yeah.
you've deceived us. And I was like, "Jeez, there's bigger things to worry about, guys." But yeah, I don't think you're probably like we're talking about this video that's just happened right now, and he might have he's alluded that it's live. All right,
Mhm.
his show is live, but he's alluded that she was live. There's been worse things like this, and I think that we might be one of the few people who are kind of talking about it not being live. I haven't heard anything on Twitter, but there's probably people who are going to be like, "How dare they lie to us about this?"
That's the audience. I'm amazed that haven't picked up on it.
Just ignore them.
Well, that's the thing. I think with a trailer, a car on a trailer, it's so obvious, and it's Justin Bieber. It's a picture of him in the. It's so obvious and something really easy to share. I just wonder whether people saw this, but they never gave it a second thought, which is why it hasn't come to the top of the pile. Going, oh, did they lie about this being recorded? I mean, I didn't
What difference does it make? Is my point. It's like I knew it was. I knew it was recorded. There is no way unless somebody's got this ultra fast laser,
care.
infinite. I don't know
Yeah,
line. All of them, all the dancers, all the band members. But it didn't change the fact that hey, this is pretty cool, and they're doing something different because one, we're all looking at Zoom
yeah,
every day from family and from work. Now you're going to tune in to watch James Corden show, and you're going to have to watch a Zoom interview again. And they thought we need to mix this up, guys. How can we do it creatively? So if someone's going to complain about it, then you need to watch another show.
I think just hats off to them for actually putting that together
Yeah,
the way they
I
did.
loved it. I
I think
expect there to be even cooler ones. I'm surprised Will Smith hasn't done one because he's quite clever with this kind of stuff, and he'll come on for
that's a
it's
really
gonna
good point.
we're gonna see some stuff. And you know what? For all we know, I remember when you watch the updates with the government in the UK every day, and they have this journalist coming in, and you can see that's Zoom.
Yeah,
It might be that there's James Corden's show, the Late Late Show, might have to have paid rights for Zoom as well, so they had to make something like that. I don't know,
yeah.
but I think it's very clever. It's good content, and hopefully we'll see more. And that, as you know, as an editor, is probably quite easy to do. Everybody at
Yeah.
home records their bit, brings it to you. You put those in as thumbnails, put a little screen behind it. It's done. There's nothing hard about it.
It's nothing difficult about that, and especially as it's going to be on they've done it purposely on a webcam. They've not gone right. We need to get a camera crew in there because that's what you would try and do usually. You try and get a camera crew and then fake it so as it's lower res or whatever. At least you start from a good high resolution. They obviously just go right. Open up your laptops, press record, or FaceTime someone else, and we'll record at our end.
I
Job
think
done.
we could show how easy it was if you and I do a rendition of Phantom of the Opera in the style of Zoom or something for the next episode.
You start that off, and I'll follow it. All right, well, look, that's enough time. That's all the time we got. That's all the time we have. We'll have to leave it there. I think we've covered some really great topics.
Yeah, right.
obviously we'll pick these up as some of them develop, because I'm hoping some stuff like the house party is going to develop, and we'll see more content topics like this. These are marketing campaigns at the end of the day, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking to discuss. If any listeners have anything they want to throw at us, by all means, drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear more from you. And we'll be back same time next week with another review of more things that we've seen in the marketing sphere. I really hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.